The reason I chose June for Bandicoot Month is, well, first of all, it's my birthday month.
My birthday month is June.
And I love Crash Bandicoot.
Crash is also my favorite franchise in the world.
But also Crash Bandicoot 3 was the first video game I ever played.
Crash Bandicoot 2 is the very first game that I ever played. You know what? Count me in. That was awful.
Hello everyone, my name is Langeman Glenn and today we're playing CTR, Crash Team Racing, or since it's Bandicoot Month, as Caddicarus calls it, Crash Team F***ing Racing. And I should probably beep that out. So Caddicarus has started this thing called Bandicoot Month in June, because the Insane Trilogy came out in June last year. It's his favorite franchise and his birthday month is in June. For me, Insane Trilogy came out in June last year. Crash is my favorite franchise. And my birthday is also in June. So it hits all those notes, which is pretty great if you ask me. And why Crash Team Racing? Well, I figured it'd be pretty easy to record and play, and it's just a great old time. Let's just delete that old save. This is actually the first game I've ever completed a 100% or 101 or 102 or whatever that thing Crash Bandicoot does is. Let's hear what Aku Aku has to say, even though we all already know.
Welcome to the Adventure
how it
Arena.
works.
You can travel around this area and practice your driving skills. The dots and stars on the map represent warp pads, which lead to races. When they flash, it signifies they are open to play. To access a racetrack, drive onto a warp pad that has an active warp vortex, and it will take you to the track start line. Finish a track in first place to win a trophy. As you collect more trophies, other tracks will turn on and open to you. Good luck, and drive fast.
Yeah. Everyone can recite that line by now. Anyway, Crash is also where I started my video game journey. Crash Bandicoot 2 was the first game I've ever played in my life. On this same PS1 console that is resting here right now. It still works. When I'm playing on PS2 it's a little bit easier to set up for this. But yeah, my PS1 still works. The Crash Bandicoot 2 I owned was not exactly a legal copy though. So I had this modded PlayStation 1, which at the time was great. As a kid you think, oh wow, I can play every game I could ever want to play. Also, I didn't know what the word illegal meant, so I didn't care. But when I got older, it started to hit me. It was a shame, really, because those freaking PS1 boxes, they look so nice. You really need them in your collection. So I went on eBay, bought every single game that I played as a kid. Cost me a fortune. It was definitely worth it. And yeah, this was one of them. But I got a legal copy of this one earlier because my dad just didn't manage to copy this one. We would hire it at the local movie store, movie rental store. They would also rent PS1 games. So my dad would then copy them on his PC. But this one just simply wouldn't work. The first level would work, this one. As soon as I got to Roost Tubes, it just freeze on the loading screen, so we went and bought a normal copy anyway. Yeah. This game's great. Alright. But yeah, again, as a kid you think it's great, you can play every game you've ever want. That's why I'm also not a fan of Steam, though it's a great platform. Or just PC gaming in general. Most of it is just digital copies. And I don't like that. Which is why I went and bought every single game that I ever played an illegal copy of. So yeah, Crash Bandicoot 2 was the first game I owned, together with also an illegal copy of Freddy Fish 4 on PC. Which I just really found out about a year ago that it was an illegal copy, because I couldn't find it anywhere. Same for that, bought everything legal, now that I am aware of what it is.
Congratulations.
So I'm
You win.
planning to play this game all of June, though it might take a little bit longer than that. I'll complete at least one hop
Wampa fruit you collect,
per video.
the faster
However,
your card will go. If you
I might
collect
do
and
a
hold 10
complete
Wampa
run of
fruits,
it, a 100%
you'll
run.
be juiced
But
up,
we'll see after
and
this
your power.
how it does, how it goes, whether I have time. Since I still work a full-time job, that might be the biggest issue. This was definitely my favorite game growing up. It was my first kart racer, the second one being Mario Kart on the GBA. Which apparently gets quite a bit of hate, but I actually love it to bits. Sure, it's not that fleshed out, but come on, it's Mario Kart on a handheld, first time. It's freaking amazing. I also have Crash Nitro Kart on the GBA, which is pretty great, but even though the character roster is better, I do like the console counterpart better. And it did the anti-gravity thing first, you know, like Mario Kart 8. It was there first. Usually Crash is a bit of a Mario clone, but he was first on this one. That's what counts. Not actually being first doesn't count, except in racing games. So just to avoid that, I'm gonna comment first before this video goes live. That's important. Because I say it is. So when Caddicarus announced that he was gonna do Bandicoot Month last year, I was like, you know what? That's fine. I love Crash. I want to see what he has got for us. Too bad he... I'm not supposed to say that actually, right? I think that was a Patreon exclusive thing. I'll just cut that out then. Not supposed to share that. It's unfair to other patrons.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to Aku Aku hints. They're really pointless. I know them by heart by now.
When you get a TNT crate
Usually they're not very helpful. I mean, he'll tell you how to power slide after this 6th race or so. By that point you should have figured it out by yourself, probably. Can I mention that I love this game's music? It's one of my favorite video game soundtracks also. Other than Crash to Insanity, which is a brilliant soundtrack. By Spiral Mouth, whatever. First time in my life I've ever heard a cappella. It's brilliant. So, I only just completed or finished Crash 3 Warped on the Insane Trilogy on this channel, but you know, there can't be too much Crash. Also, that means I've got something to link to, considering that it is Bandicoot Month.
Out of my way!
So, I do like that intro that Caddicarus got for this month. Though I'm not gonna be using it unless I can. I don't know if I'm allowed to just take that and use a little bit of it for my own videos. Just not gonna do that without asking, of course. Considering that it's Saturday and I want to upload this tomorrow, it might be a bit late to actually ask, so I'll just make a little thing of my own, I suppose. Should be doable. So, he's doing this because Peanut Butter Gamer does something similar with Zelda Month, though he's not really doing a whole lot of it anymore. Which is understandable. After a while, you get burnt out by it. I wanted to upload more Zelda videos around that time, but as you may have noticed, I screwed up my teeth quite badly. Or actually the dentist did. He broke it in half and it hurts like hell. I was supposed to be waiting for a whole month to get it fixed and I couldn't bear it, so I went ahead and got it a little bit earlier by getting angry. Sometimes you need to get angry at those help desks because they just won't help you unless you do. Which is really bad actually, it's just a bad state of mind to be in, but for that once, I guess it's okay. Sorry to the person behind the help desk, but I just had to, I couldn't handle it, no more. But yeah, this year I'll upload some more Zelda stuff if I can, with Zelda Month as well. Again, if I can. Still, I work 40 hours a week, so there's only so much time to actually record and still do stuff in my spare time, other than playing video games. Which is surprising, because video games is like... Playing video games is the favorite thing to do during my free time, but sometimes you gotta do something else. Also, it's summer, so it's really freaking hot in here. About 40 degrees Celsius in my room at its highest. Maybe even more. I'll put it down the screen, what that would be in Fahrenheit, I don't know. Must be about 100 or something, I don't know.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Alright.
You can get a hang time turbo.
So, when I say that I completed this as a kid, the first game to complete, I don't mean those actual time trials where you race the ghost of Oxide, because that's freaking impossible. I mean, go look up the video from the completionist if you really want to see that, but it's a pain. It's really, really not worth it. Trust me on that one. It's freaking impossible. I always love the sewer themes in Crash Bandicoot games. I don't know why, but it's something you don't see very often in other games. At least not at a time. I mean, I guess Mario was a plumber and you went through pipes, but it wasn't actually sewer-like, I suppose. I don't know, but I always liked the theme, especially the music from these stages. That was the best. So there's this game coming out on Steam, or it might be out already actually, called Caddicarus, which is heavily based on this game. when it comes to the mechanics. I played a bit of the alpha, and though it had its issues, I suppose that those are fixed for the full release, of course. It did feel a lot like Crash Team Racing. The music sounded a lot like Crash Nitro Kart as well, which is great. I'll put a link to it down in the description. I think that game has a lot of potential. At the time of the alpha, you were actually able to drive around the complete track without touching the gas button once. There was no need to touch the drive button. Because due to how the physics worked in those early alphas, you could simply power slide without having any momentum to start. Very strange. Actually, you could keep on driving after you finish the last lap by doing that same technique. It's very strange. Somehow the jump and drift controls were not locked while the score screen was up. But the driving button was locked up. Because that was linked to, of course, menu buttons and stuff. It's very strange. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it was weird. Actually, I got a bit of footage of that. Because the alpha was, of course, bug testing and stuff. So I had it uploaded to YouTube as a private video and send it to them. Really strange. I'll put a bit here. The boss races in this game are really fun. The music is really upbeat. I love it. The bosses look silly, which I also love. Though they're a bit easy most of the time. Except for Oxide, he's a freaking cheater. He drives through red light. Bastard. I always had a lot of trouble with this boss as a kid, because I did not really know how to use the power slide mechanic. But I would eventually win it by getting lucky with the rockets. I always spam all three of them at once to hit them once or twice. Otherwise, you won't be stopping him. And now it's all about keeping up that speed. Try to get a lot of TNTs in the middle of the road, because he tends to take mostly the middle of it. So something with these old kart racer mechanics is that the AI always drives the exact same route every single lap. So you just gotta memorize it, and once you do, you'll know exactly where to place your traps. With newer race games, of course, the AI is more advanced than that, but in these old games, it's very easy to find out how to win. Because they'll drive the exact same lap again and again, even though you've screwed them over again and again on each single lap. And that's how you win. That's actually a bit of a short video, but I'll leave it right here. I'll continue on this game for the rest of the month of June. And I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!